Hello ladies and gentlemen, I'm Sonic Yoda from SEGADriven and you're watching more coverage from the Sonic Hacking Contest 2016, currently going on via Sonic Retro and Sonic Stuff Research Group. In this episode we're going to take another look at 3 more hacks that are currently available at the event. So we're going to start off with Dr. Robotnik's Plan B by Painto. This is a boss rush hack, which is a really cool idea. Basically you play the Sonic 1 bosses, but they're ever so slightly remixed to make them a little bit more challenging, a little bit more unpredictable. They sort of have 2 forms, so you'll start off and it'll attack in one way, and then after so many hits it'll go into a pinch mode and then change up its tactics. Very similar to things like Sonic Advance and Sonic Rush and things. So yeah, quite an interesting little thing, and I'm quite impressed with it, to be honest with you. The new style bosses are actually very creative. The attack patterns are just a little bit more interesting. It's something that, as a seasoned Sonic fan, you will get a lot out of, because it basically messes with things that you're familiar with and presents them in a new way, which is kind of fun. There's not much outside of the remix bosses. There's no stages in itself. There's no graphical changes outside of a few sprites. One of which is really cool. The Labyrinth Zone boss has been sort of like overhauled. So instead of just chasing Robotnik up the gauntlet, you have a remix version of the 8-bit Labyrinth Zone boss instead, which is a really, really cool idea, and obviously includes some custom art to make that work. Yeah, I'm really impressed with this hack. Honestly, one of the highlights that I've played so far. Next up, we've got Ivysaur in Sonic 2 by Pacguy, and it does exactly what it says in the tin. The character has been replaced for Ivysaur from Pokemon for some reason, and it's a bit sloppy, it's got to be said. There are no additional moves that the character can do. It basically plays like Sonic 2 Sonic, so you can spin dash, except now it just kind of looks like you're sprinting off. You can jump, and that's your lot. It's alright. It plays like Sonic does. The only real difference in the character is that you don't run as fast and you can't curl into a ball. So yeah, it feels a bit pointless, this hack, not being funny. I would have liked some new abilities, maybe something that would match the character. You haven't changed the graphics in any way outside of the sprite. There's lots of missing frames of animation as well. When you go, when you bounce off springs, you're just in a sphere. The same when you go around corkscrews. And another thing is there's no special stages, because I'm assuming they haven't got around to making the sprite work for the special stages either. So it's missing bits of Sonic 2 that you'd expect to be there. It's alright. The sprite itself looks quite nice when it's not like missing frames. It's just, it doesn't really do anything gameplay wise that really sort of makes a difference outside of the fact that you're a bit slower, which, what with this being Sonic 2, is a little bit disappointing, to be honest with you. Yeah, I'm not too sure who this appeals to. Sonic fans who are also Pokemon fans? That's all that's really going for it, to be honest with you. Yeah, a little bit of a disappointment, this one, unfortunately. Just needs something else to keep your attention outside of the sprite swap that they've implemented. Yeah, a bit of a shame, really. And finally, we're looking at Knuckles' Emerald Hunt again, because we've previously looked at this at the last Sonic Hacking Contest. This is by MainMemory, and yeah, it's a really cool little idea. So basically, they've implemented the Sonic Adventure style Emerald Hunt style stages into 16-bit Sonic 2 stages. So yeah, and it works exactly the way you got your Emerald radar, and it will start flashing when you're near things. Then you've got to go around looking for the Emerald. Once you've collected all 3, the stage ends, and there's a big focus on sort of time attack, basically doing it as fast as you can. It's implemented very well. It's just a really nice idea, very interesting. It doesn't detract from the overall gameplay. I mean, the Knuckles Emerald Hunt stuff in the Sonic Adventure isn't particularly enjoyable per se. It can be a bit frustrating when you're desperately trying to find things, and you just still do get an element of this. But because of the simplicity of 2D games, I think this is a little bit more enjoyable, just because there's only so many places it can really be. The stages are a lot simpler, a lot easier to navigate, and yeah, there's some decent fun to be had here. And again, the actual gameplay itself has been really implemented really well. It's a fun time, and I mean, there could have been more done to it, I suppose. There could have been more changes to the stage layouts and custom graphics and things like that. But I think it's quite... I like the purity of just using the existing Sonic 2 stages and adding this mechanic, because it shows how versatile it is. And yeah, this is a really enjoyable little thing. It's certainly worth checking out. And yeah, if you like this style of game, especially if you enjoyed the Knuckles stages, you're actually probably in for a little bit more of an enjoyable time, because I find this to be ever so slightly more playable just due to the simplicity of the game. So yeah, well worth checking out.